Hey man, look, I had a breaker just blew in my house.
Oh no.
Y'all see me pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a breaker. I had to go reset the breakers, and I just realized I just moved into this house, and I didn't really I don't know what they was writing in Chinese or something, but I know that that's why it took me a minute to get it right. Man, what you guys talking about? I'm sorry, I didn't get the topic, man. I'm just, to all the viewers, I apologize for just coming in here rough, but I had a few things going on. What's up, Justin?
What's up, brother?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, SD4, everybody rep some SD4 real quick. SD14. Let's get it.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it. Hey man,
Yeah.
come on, man. They got to give us a sponsor or something.
We
This is
all
a
got
lot
the
of
SC14.
man. This is a lot of repping right here.
We're
Yeah,
looking for a
dude.
check. We're looking for a podcast sponsor.
A little dry begging. Yeah, we good.
Everybody, we got the affiliate link. So I mean, all the SC14 sales on the affiliate link will be divided amongst us. But
Man, even if not,
S
man. Even if not, to be honest with you, veteran
it
owned. They fought for our country. I don't give a shit. I'm just messing around, but I like guys like that.
yeah.
And to be honest with you, the product is good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest
it's
with you. The product is good.
I bought a whole gallon of it.
Hey,
I just
Justin.
refilled the little bottles.
So, and check this out. A lot of people don't know this. This bottle is reusable.
Yep.
Right.
It's
Okay.
metal. I at first when I got them, I thought they were plastic, but they're aluminum.
Yeah.
They're heavy duty. I literally bought a gallon jug and I just refilled
Yep.
this.
You can buy the gallons, or you can buy the big one.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got the little
Dave,
32 ounce.
Dave, what you got right there? Silver and black. What was that?
The big boy.
Yeah, he got the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about like anybody have any current projects or new builds or new guns they're thinking about wanting to get anytime soon, anything like that?
Well, shit. Let me start with that real quick because I'm not, I can't, I'm not really a guy that's going to be buying a bunch of guns, but I got a couple of wish lists. My son in South Korea, so it kind of got set back because he had me covered on some things.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in Louisiana, there's kind of a positive, negative. Obviously the positive is 2A friendly. No restrictions, do what you want, all that kind of rah 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 rah. But I'm a range guy, meaning that I don't have property. I'm not like Justin. I don't have property, and like you, I don't have access to open land because really, when you think about it, the average shooter is divided into two categories. It's into part of the population of a law-abiding citizen that trains or goes to shoot at the range. They shoot at a licensed gun range 99% of the time. Yep. Then you have this other side of population of the law-abiding citizens that go to the range. They shoot on their freaking property. Right. Now, what I find interesting is that I started on both categories because when I was in California, I can go out to my buddy's property out in Alpine, California, and I did many videos about his property, but I never could show it. But they do more than just guns. They teach kids how to dirt bike, BMX, all that kind of stuff. I mean, pedal BMX and motocross, and they do it all. And so you got to be kind of really respectful. And he doesn't like a lot of people there. I find that the private property owners have a higher standard than the licensed gun range standards. Now, I'm not saying people that own gun ranges don't have standards, but the range officers can be hit or miss, and the people behind the desk are just like, they're overwhelmed with like people coming in doing stuff. So a lot of times you in there, you kind of feel like you by yourself. But when you go to a privately owned property, oh hell no. Most people I've shot, I can't speak for everybody, they are very responsible. Your movement, actions, the way you handle your gun, all that matters. And you probably wouldn't be there if you were reckless anyway. So, with that being said, I know I'm rambling, but with that being said, I'm finding that the ranges down here are, I ain't gonna get all vulgar with it, but they're kind of lame. And they don't allow shotguns, 5.56, which is fine because I didn't shoot those calibers too much in the range anyway. But let's just say if I was a guy that was gonna go for a hunt or something, and I want to go zero in a 308 or zero in something, the indoor range is good for that. But at the same time, to say you don't allow this, don't accommodate that caliber, it kind of sucks because in California, where I was at, they allow shotguns, all that kind of stuff. Now you can't shoot birdshot, you can't shoot slugs, but hey, if you tell a guy who owns a shotgun, hey, you only can shoot double-aught buck, they ain't gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
You know? So I find it kind of tricky because where I live, I searched all these ranges in I guess we'll say with traffic 25 minutes, without traffic 35 minutes, or whatever, vice versa. With traffic 35 minutes, 25 minutes. You got to go at least 35 to 45 minutes where I live to shoot a shotgun.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You'd probably have to travel up north a little bit.
Yeah,
Get away from the city.
But that's a personal problem in Louisiana because there's guys who probably live right next door to me, know somebody that owns private land, and they can go shoot whenever they want. So it's just a matter of time. I got to take my time and don't hurry into meeting nobody. Let it kind of come naturally, organically. And I'll run into somebody who owns land that's probably right down the street and be like, "Hey, Brown, you can come on over here and shoot with us," and this, that, and the other. But I just want to bring that point up that there's two categories with civilian shooters, gun range, and then you got private property. And private property people get two because they actually live by a gun range also. So they get private property and they get gun range, whereas a gun range person only gets gun range. And it sucks. It really does. So it's just an interesting thing I thought about today because I'm like, I'm itching to shoot a shotgun, watching Justin all this 68, 88 day quad loading and all this shit. And then Lonnie tells me Nola Gospel tracks out to him, and he's like, "Oh man, you can't shoot shotguns here." And then sure enough, on the door right there, big ass card say no shotguns, all that. They allow AR style rifles, long as it's in a pistol caliber. So you good with
like
an
AR-9.
Yeah, 22, 45, 9mm, 10 mil. But you can't shoot no 5.56, 223, 7.6.
Something like this.
Yeah, that's sick 22. Right there. Yeah, that's sick right there. Yeah, and it's expensive too compared to California gun range prices.
Audio cut out.
Mine?
Or is it just me?
It might just be you.
Yeah, I got it. I can hear you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
can you guys hear? Shake your head yes if you could hear.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you. Okay, I can hear you, Dave.
Wrong on my end. Hold up.
But anyway, I got on topic. Your topic was what builds you got coming. I'm sorry about that. And what project for me? Did I?
He'll be back. No, he's coming.
For me, I don't have a project, but what I want to buy is the AK.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Somebody's Bluetooth disconnected. It's probably Silver's, but yeah, an AK would be cool. I used to have like a Century Arms 7.62 AK, and I got rid of that. And I'm not really a big AK guy. I got the AK 5.56, the Zastava ZPAP 85. But mainly the big turnoff for me anyway is I already have so much 5.56. Everything else is always 5.56. So for me to get an AK chambered in 7.62, it's like now I got to buy an extra 1,000 rounds or however many rounds of 7.62. So that's one of the turnoffs, and that's kind of why I went with the 5.56 AK.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm kind of couple new guns, new builds, whatever. I've already posted them on the channel and stuff, but I mean, I just got the Beretta Tomcat 32 ACP, little pocket pistol.
Man, that's pretty nice.
Flip up barrel, and then got the twin, the 22, same thing. And just some stuff that I've got in here. The high point camo, and I got this little laser that I got to do a video on. Light and laser combo.
Right.
And then I showed this a little bit earlier, but this is the little 22. I'm trying to get this thing to cycle reliably, but it's got the 4.5-inch barrel. And for the gas block, I just flipped it around backwards. So it's not blowing the gas from the 22 since it doesn't need it. It's just sealed off basically because it's a blowback. Safe and controlled environment, YouTube, everything's unloaded and clear and everything like that.
So can you suppress that? Right? Can you suppress that?
Yeah, that's what I do. I gotta hang on a second.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, David. I can hear you.
All right.
I've got it kind of taken apart right now, but I've got this hand guard, and the suppressor goes on, and then the hand guard slips over.
Holy cow!
And then the suppressor goes like right up to the edge of the hand guard, so it looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
that's nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And then I leave these screws just a little bit loose so I can pull it on and off. And I'll
Right.
take, I don't have it with me, but I got a little Picatinny mount that basically clamps over the gap here. And that just kind of holds it steady.
Right.
I haven't
Man,
really got to
Justin,
shoot this
you
thing.
got some cool setups, bro. You got some really, I mean, Nate, Ethan, you got some cool setups, bro.
Yeah.
He does. He's got the gift.
I got a couple other things, but they're downstairs. I didn't feel like dragging a bunch of stuff up here.
Oh, RP Tactical strap checked me in a short. So I was like, well, I'm doing a podcast with the boys, but might as well show it, man. This is what we're carrying today.
Absolutely.
Bretta 92X Centurion threaded barrel.
That thing's so sweet.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at
Clear.
Mighty Guns. He just got one of those.
Oh yeah, his is sexy.
DLR, and we're
Yeah,
rocking it with
Beretta,
the T-Rex on
Beretta's
poster.
probably one of the more underrated. When you
Absolutely.
talk about, we're just talking about pistol, and we're talking about accuracy and reliability, and flat out performance. Like, when you mention those three things, a lot of people just go run right to Glock for the most part, and then they start, you probably hear CZ and stuff like that. But when it comes right down to it, the standard was set probably by Beretta as far as like accurate, flat shooting pistol caliber rounds. Other than of course, John Browning with the 1911, but they gave you more capacity and more options on their platform. So yeah, that's a bad gun right there, Dave.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
the military used the Berettas for a long time.
Oh, for a long time. No
Did
reason
you
to change
get
something
to-
if it ain't broken.
You
Right.
get to train with one when you were in?
No,
Oh, you didn't?
no. We didn't really mess with pistols too much.
Okay.
You had to pretty much be your MOS
Officer.
MP. If you were an
Okay.
MP or something like that, but when you went to the range, you were shooting a rifle, man. I was a combat engineer, 12 Bravo, so we were, we're
Blowing stuff up.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but if anybody in the Army knows 12 Bravo, we're combat engineers. We're really designed to blow up stuff, tear up stuff, build stuff, get recons, really grimy work. We had bivouacs, all kind of crazy stuff where we go out in the woods for like 3-4 days and really simulate like war. Like it was really kind of, it was, and this is way back then. Now I don't know. They probably scaled it back or scaled it up. I don't know what they do. My son gives me information from him being special ops, but he can't give too much. But it sounded like just my training that I went through was the equivalent to some of what these special op guys do. And we were like dumb kids, dude. We were like young, like we could have easily blew each other up. Like we didn't know what we were doing. Like using dead cord, C4, all kind of stuff. Like the sergeant tells you go out. I need you to put 2 charges on this door, and we have to do a CQB for the Marines. What are you gonna do? And he just walks away. And I'm just like, wait a minute, and leave us with like C4. Like, and so we put the dead core, put it 2 points there. We start off a little bit dot, like a little size of a gumball. And then we run back, and then boom, we go, oh, that's not that much. And then and that's how we gauge how much to use. Like that's not that much. I mean, that's not really tactical. It's just kind of like trial by error,
A little spit wad.
Yeah, and I did my. It's kind of funny because I did my basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and
yeah, that's pretty close to me. A couple hours
away.
away.
And Rolla, Missouri, and it's kind of like a Bible thumper area in the Ozarks. Like all these people are very religious, and then smack dab in the middle of you got this fort. And then when we go on essayons, I don't know if you guys know what that means, but essayons is like a break between training where you get to go off base and do what you want. But everybody in Fort Leonard Wood will go to St. Louis, Missouri. And man, anyway, that living in the Ozarks, unless you actually been in the Ozarks, like we took a canoe ride with like 8 boats through the Ozarks. And that was probably the most terrifying thing I ever did in my life, dude. And we did it's like trees just growing, just tall ass trees with water, like seat level in a car, and you're in a canoe, and it's just wild. The Ozarks is just unbelievable, and people live back there. So we went back there, and we seen these little houses built on like stilts and platforms, and you see like a flickering light and shit. And it's like, man, people live there. Like, this people live in shit. Like, man, hell yeah, they live here. Eat fish, and then they go in the city for a couple of goods and get the ass back up in the sticks. It's like that Missouri life is real, man. That was an eye opener for me.
Yeah, that's I kind of grew up doing the whole like river floating and stuff like that. There's a resort. It's probably about 45 minutes away from Rolla, and they always do the floating and stuff. So I mean, I grew up around all that stuff. I'm not really in the Ozarks. I'm probably right on the edge of it, but I'm about in an hour or so south of St. Louis, so not too bad. I'm kind of in the middle between the rough country living and the big city living.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Justin, I got a question, man, on your Panzer. So you took the stock off and put a regular shotgun stock on it, right?
I put a field stock on it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that I don't see too much of that on YouTube. Maybe I'm missing it, but I don't see a semi-auto with a field stock on it. Because
No.
it throws me off because it almost looks like it's a Beretta A300 or something.
Right.
And then but I know that you got a Panzer because it's on your logo right there. But when you actually are doing your videos and your shorts, I mean, I think it's a very underrated build. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about that because they're those Turkish semi-autos coming out of. My buddy bought one recently in San Diego. I think it's Turkish made. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. I'll send it to you guys later. But he bought it for like $342, 5-shot, 5+1. And I told him to go to your video. He said he did. I don't know if he subscribed and all that stuff. But he goes like, "Oh man, I'm gonna put an SGA on it." I was like, "Hey man, that's what I was thinking. Like, get a cheap poor man's A300." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, man, dude, because I don't like that stock. I mean, it looks cool in your logo, but I don't like that thing.
It is nice for like CQB. You know, you're in there, you have your pistol grip, you can, manipulate it. But a field stock to me it trumps pistol grip.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But Silver, you got any new builds you working on?
Yeah, actually, I've got a ARP that I'm building on. So I got an upper from AT3 Tactical, that bronze upper that I texted you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just a little 10.5-inch AT3 upper, and 9mm bolt, 9mm buffer, and that's what we're doing. Then that lower that's on my short that I painted burnt bronze.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Yep, just got to finish that lower, and then I think I might. What's that B5 Systems? What Ninja's got, where he's got the M81 camo.
Oh yeah.
Grip, stock, and vertical grip. I just got the vertical grip and the hand grip. So, but mine is in multicam.
Yeah.
Multicam, yeah.
Multicam. So I'm gonna run that. Of course, I'm gonna run a brace on it because I'm not gonna get it SBR'd.
Right.
And yeah, that's about it, really.
And that's what Dave's funny because that's what we did in San Diego for the most part. We didn't SBR anything. We just bought the upper and the lowers and separated them by law. ATF, anybody watching, anything that can be shipped to your house, you can actually own. The only thing that can get you in violation if you marry them together.
Yeah.
And so that's where you can get in trouble with.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so we would just, like I said, if you have these parts that can be shipped to your home, they must be locked up and stored and stowed in a certain way. Like, for example, if you got an upper, let's say you're in a restricted state that can ship you a 8.5, 10-inch upper, you must get a cable lock and run it through the receiver, through the exit port, and have that stored in your safe that way. The only reason why that upper, even though it's not the licensed part, the fact that it can be married together can get you in violation. So you have that locked out. And then that lower for that AR, if it has a brace on it, I'll suggest take the brace off of it. The buffer tube and the lower together is not in a violation because that can just be you can put that on a 16-inch and you back legal beagle. But if it has a brace on it, I suggest take the brace off of it and then you still stay compliant. So a lot of people don't realize that. Find out what can be shipped to your house first, and then figure out how you can go shoot it in a legal area. So we would buy all these stuff. Everybody does it in California. They buy all these parts and get them shipped, and then they drive out to Ocatilla Wells, which is in between Alpine, California, and Yuma. It's a little dead area, state land that's ran by the sheriffs and allow people to go out there and shoot freely. And then you just on the way back, once you cross back into San Diego County, tear it all apart when you come through the pass, and you all good. And those boys don't bother you. And so that's what I would say is that, they're fun, but boy, you better know how to stow them if you don't live in a free state.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about this the other day, like the SBR versus the pistol brace. It's like it almost doesn't make sense to SBR unless you really want to,
Yeah.
because like something like this, the SBA 5 stock is like, it's really sturdy, or not the
Yeah.
SBA 5 stock, but the brace. I mean, this thing's sturdy. It's not flopping around like the SBA 3, and it's still a brace. So really the law is just there for a money grab, essentially. 'Cause
Absolutely.
when something like this is legal to do, but then if I were to take this off and put a stock on it, it'd be not legal unless I give the government $200.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It just,
Well, I think early on when the pistol braces were flimsy and they were junk, and
yeah,
I think early on maybe it made sense, but now all
yeah.
the braces are coming out and they're just as good.
Well, that's like whenever they did the brace ban
Mhm.
in 2023, I think.
Right.
I got real paranoid when it actually took effect. I was like, oh, I'm pulling all the braces off. I threw them up inside the ceiling tiles and locked everything up. And then I don't know, however many months later, it was back to normal. So
Right.
you just
Yeah.
adapt.
But
Hey, Silver. Hey, David, I had a question for you, man. Since you get a lot of, you're in that affiliation program and everything, maybe, I mean, call me silly, but does it seem like to you, because you get a lot of companies and a lot of people sending you stuff, and so you have a really good understanding of the market and the influences of the market. Clearly, content creators have an influence on the market. I'm done with that part. Two-way gun tubers have a huge influence on what people buy.
absolutely.
Why? Because that's the only place you can go to get the information. It's like a cornered market. Because you ain't gonna find that shit on CNBC and Fox News. Oh yeah,
No,
I bought a
no,
Radiant
no.
Ramjet and shot 5,000 rounds through it. It's awesome. So my question to you, Silver and Black Entertainment, is, do you believe Palmetto State Armory? Because we can talk about companies. This is a podcast. Do you believe Palmetto State Armory, and there's a few others? I mean, I'm just saying, but we're gonna go with them because they're kind of like the Walmart of firearm companies.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
you believe that they have put pressure on the big guys and the mid-tier guys to start making things more affordable? Because I'm looking at the prices are dropping. They're like things are, you can get 10.5-inch uppers, not just from Palmetto, for under $300. And that never happened before.
Yeah.
Definitely. I believe that. I believe that they kind of cornered the market, really, because they're making quality products. Okay. They stepped up their game and everything is reliable. I mean, they're killing it right now, to be honest. They're selling stuff. Okay. Like what? Well, I got an email like yesterday. It was like 189 for an upper.
Yeah.
Right.
No
Okay,
boat
that's
carrier
crazy.
group, no boat carrier group, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But if you do want the bulk carrier group eyes, it's only like $40-$50 more. They'll throw it in for like 300. I would say you get a whole complete upper, whatever you want, floating hand guard, all that kind of stuff, charging handle. You know what I mean? So I believe that, man, they're doing their thing and they kind of cornered the market. They are, making people probably want to drop their prices. You know what I mean?
They have
To be honest, like in that DB15 video that I did, I suggested, I probably shouldn't have suggested, but for a new person that is getting into the AR platform, I was like, I suggest, Diamondback or a Palmetto State Armory, because I have 3 of them. I have 2 that I built and 1 that I bought a whole, and I've used them. I haven't had any problems with them. Now, if you're gonna use it for like something real heavy, you know what I mean, then I probably wouldn't, get something good. You know what I mean? But just for everyday little shooter, or if you need it for self-defense, it's gonna come through, man. It's gonna be good to you.
Yeah. And I was gonna say PSA, if you'd asked me that question maybe 6-7 years ago, I would have said,
Mm-hmm.
not so
Mhm.
sure, but they've really stepped it up as far as quality control and
Last
just
couple of
quality in
years.
general. And also, I don't know if you guys know this, but they started the ammo company AAC Ammo.
Yep. Yeah.
And I literally, that's all I shoot, and I've never had problems with it. It's really affordable. You can get 1,000 rounds of 5.56 for $500 most of the time, and I've never had any problems with it. And PSA is starting to get into their more high end, the Saber line,
Yeah.
which is also, but really we got the budget build that we did last year, and it's not had too many problems. I mean, my cousin, Mr. Tactical, he was shooting it, and sometimes he'll let the bolt go easy instead of letting it slam shut. And he's had a couple where it wouldn't shoot because it wasn't all the way chambered. But I mean, not really any problems with it. And that was a $219 upper.
And then
minus
Citizen 2A Citizen has got that Jackal, right? Isn't
Yep,
that from
I got the
PSA?
Jackal too. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Jackal's really
man.
cool. They do a lot of innovating. They've got a bunch of new products coming out. Not to plug PSA too much, but they are
Oh no, I wasn't
big
even trying to plug
company.
them.
Yeah, I know, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
But
wasn't even a plug. It was more. It
My
was two
opinion.
parts. It's two parts because really, if you talk to a normie, a regular air breather that just goes to the range and shoot, that lives in a restricted state, they may not even know of Palmetto State Armory.
mhm,
So let's just open up the spectrum to like, let's just assume that all the free world, the free unrestricted states from Alaska to Wyoming, to Utah, to Arizona, Texas, Missouri, Alabama, Georgia, all the free states, Florida and all those states, South Carolina, obviously, if you mention Palmetto State Armory to them, that's the only place they go to.
yeah,
So it's what I was originally speaking to David because he deal with these people, and I'm saying like I'm just an old guy from the back looking like, hey man, I'm silly me. Uh, YouTube has single-handedly put Palmetto State Armory on the map because
Mm.
when you turn on, you don't have to even believe me if anybody's watching this podcast. Click on YouTube right now, punch in AR-15, and I would say if you ran through 100 videos, you would probably wind up with like 25 to 30 Palmetto State Armory videos. I'm not gonna say they're gonna have all of them, but they're gonna have a nice chunk of them. About 30 to 40% of those videos are gonna be Palmetto State Armory.
yeah.
Because the Daniel Defenses and all those in the Stag Arms, they're only gonna be from the big YouTubers, and they're not gonna necessarily mention them.
Right.
So all their publicity they're not running ads, man. They're not on TV. They're not on the radio, bro. They're not. These are people who are actually buying their product. And then they will say like, oh, you get a guy like Grand Thumb or you get Honest Outlaw. He'll run a 7.5 Palmetto and he'll run that shit like 6, 7, 10,000 rounds and go like, oh yeah, it's great. He said, this, that, and the other. And he'll be very honest with it. But what he will definitely stay with is that this is a quality upper. This is a quality firearm, and this could suit the need of any shooter. And I think that's crazy how like they actually made a name for themselves by having low prices, quality prices, but their promotion is no advertising. It's
Right.
It's kind of like Trader Joe's of the grocery store business. You don't see any Trader Joe's ads or commercials or nothing, but everybody in a metro area kind of know who Trader Joe's is, but because the people are
Or like Tesla.
yeah. Tesla doesn't spend a lot of money on marketing, but at the same time, it's a little different because they're in the EV sector. They're not up against the gasoline companies, and the gasoline companies are not going to let an electric company get into their ads. I don't care, Elon Musk, how much money you get. The big three are not going to allow them to have that same space on advertising with gasoline operated vehicles because that hurts their market. What they will do is put out an EV vehicle. Is what they're going to, and it may not be the same level to a Tesla, but that's how they're going to combat that. They're not going to sit there and go, yeah, Elon, come over here and team up with us. Hell no, because that's water and oil. It don't mix. So yeah, man, anyway, Dave, I thought that was interesting. Now, hold on, I'm not done. I know I'm on one right now, but I got another one for you because this is really big, man. And all three of you guys have a little bit more insight on this than me because I'm not really in this area. Optics. Now, we got to talk about this. I had a bunch of people reaching out to me, O-Hunt, Siley, and Vutatu, and CV Life. And this is me, little old me, right? Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I had the Vutatu. What I'm looking at through their glass and that little optic is impressive. Now, I got a Holosun, 2 different window sizes, and all that matters. I mean, Ethan, maybe you can speak on more on that. But my point is, it appears to me that even the optic area is getting infiltrated by smaller, solid companies that are saying not half the price. Man, they're going way, way below. So like Vutatu high level, rifle optic at 159 that would be 450 or 500 on Holosun. And so I just wanted you guys to elaborate on that. What is going on right now? Because it's a lot of companies in the optic game that are doing a great job, but no one's gonna put it on their weapon on YouTube because they don't want to say, "Oh man, this is from a CV Life," or "This is from."
Yeah.
They want to say it's Trijicon, they want to say it's this, they want to say it's whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's with a lot of things, not just gun accessories, but people like the name brand.
Right.
And when you get something that's maybe just as good, but cheaper, or it's just like this Holosun here. Holosun is a Chinese brand, right?
Right.
But they're still, I wouldn't say a high end, probably like a mid tier as far as price and stuff like that. But then you have your
hold on, Justin.
EOTechs.
No, I disagree. I got Holosun's high end.
Okay.
The reason why I say that because you can't just go grab a pistol Holosun unless you really search around with a super deal and maybe it's 2 generations back. They're going to be at about 350 to 400, bro. They're not going to be for average normie at 179, 169. No.
Now, but I guess on the very high end.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Arma sights.
You got your aim points, your Leopolds, your Trijicon SRO.
Acro, $500 optic.
Yeah.
I think
Holosun's right below those.
Once you get to 400, you have to be high end, bro. You can't be low end at 400.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Justin, you just got the Holosun SCS carry.
Yeah, that's what No Gospel Track has on his.
Which is hopefully your wife isn't listening, but that's a pretty high dollar optic.
Yeah. So
what it is, eyes and ears. I think it is of course technology, AI these days. Everything is totally different. It's a lot easier. So I think that some of these companies, what they're doing is they're getting these higher end products and they're having a team or something, maybe take them apart, look at them.
Reverse engineering.
Well, hey, we're in China. We can get this part for 10 times cheaper. So if we just made it just like this, made it shake awake, maybe made it a little more reliable, a little more sturdy, durable, and then we get this stuff because we're in China for so cheap, we can offer it for 75% off what a Holosun is going for and still get decent quality out of it.
And
China has no patent. They don't care about patent.
Yep.
They'll just take anybody's shit.
Here don't matter to them.
Yeah. Because I see, I get ads for Temu all the time, and it's like, it's a picture of the Sig Sauer LPVO scope, but it's just got Sig like blurred out, and EOTech's the same thing. So I mean, yeah, you have your high dollar stuff, and some of the lower end, like cheaper stuff is junk, but then sometimes like the Siley,
you can find them.
I've had good experience with the little Siley T3, I think. It's similar to the
T10.
Yeah, the T10, and kind of looks like the Romeo 5, just the basic, like the circular with the riser. And it works. It hasn't like gone off zero.
It's the same thing like that damn brace I bought recently.
Yeah.
Okay. $20 SBA4 clone. Okay. From China. Now you go to SBA Tactical and you buy that brace and it's $124.
Right.
Plus shipping and everything, right? So this was $24 and it's the same damn plastic. Okay. That's all it is. Same damn plastic with an elastic Velcro band around it.
Right.
That's all it is. You put them right next to each other, you can't even tell the difference.
Well, I think I think America is dropping the ball in the fact that yes, it may cost a little more to make it here, but if you can get the same product from overseas, yes, you should always buy American made if you can. But if you can get the same product from overseas and they were able to get it to you for a third of the cost, why can't the American companies bring the price down and say, hey, it's still a little more. It's higher quality. It's made in America. But if you can get the price close, we're going to buy it every time.
At least close. Close, because I hate spending my money overseas. Right. I like to keep it, like you guys, veteran products, USA products. But it's hard especially right now in these days where everything is so damn expensive, it's just hard to pay 5 times something for something else you can get the same quality for in damn China, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It really sucks, and they've kind of cornered the market. And I think hopefully with this new administration, some of that will start to change, whether it be
I believe
companies bringing their factories over here or just general like financial incentive for companies to start innovating over here and stuff like that. I don't know how it's going to work. The
Well,
media,
it's going to be tough for
yeah,
America. See, there's a lot of American-made accessory companies. We actually have a huge corner
yeah,
on accessories on firearms because we are the king of firearms. So it's almost kind of like, our country's known because in our Second Amendment, everybody have the right to own firearms and things of that nature. So it's quite easy to actually create an accessory company. The problem is you would have to be open to what you're doing and what you're producing. And as much as we have the right, and it's in our Constitution, the Second Amendment, all that stuff, there's still a lot of people that actually aren't on board with firearms in this country.
Right.
So it's not that easy to just say, well, I'm just going to, for example, I'm from San Diego. So we got Core Essentials. They're out of Santee, California. Now, when they first built their first belt, I know those guys over there, they built it in California. They went and talked to city council members, this, that, and the other, went and talked to the mayor, Tom Gloria, San Diego, like, hey, man, help us get a building. We're trying to get a building in Chula Vista, this, that. Nope, no, we don't need that. It's too much gun violence. And plus, we got the border right here and all that. They didn't want to mess with them. So what they started doing was building their buckles, their medals and stuff in California. So when you buy a core belt, the only part that's not made in America is that inner part, that inner thickness that makes that whole belt work, and the rivet system, that plastic rivet part is made in, everything else is made in America. The concept, everything, the design, all the R&D was in America. The only two parts that are coming out of there is the actual inner core belts and the rivet material, and then they put it together in Santee, California. But if he said, oh yeah, if we made this in America, he goes like, oh yeah, I would definitely lower this price. And when I look at their prices, I'm not going to get too deep into their prices, but as quality as they make EDC belts and battle belts and duty belts and garrison belts, I think their prices is where they should. I was like shocked when they said they would actually have lower prices. I was like, well, wait a minute, you're getting these core parts from China at a really, really cheap rate, and your price is only this. But when you look on the market for battle belts and EDC belts, it's flooded.
yeah.
So they understand where they're at in their circle. And I know some people at a Safari Land out of Paris, California, and they moved their headquarters to the East Coast, I believe, but they still do most of their LE. Their LE and their headquarters are still in California because there's no bigger LE than California. If you guys follow me, that's the largest LE in the United States of America is California. So it made sense for them to just keep selling duty level 3, level 2 holsters, keep that market inside of California because the civilian market is not as strong. You see what I'm saying? Safari Land made their name off of duty holsters, not off the EDC holsters and inside waistband holsters. And, so they were known to be this strong built holster that you can trust your life on. And I talked to those guys and they said the same thing. Like, man, if we could do this, do that, we would probably have our prices lower. So I find it funny that the American accessory companies that I spoke to, and who else I spoke to, Neomag, Alias, those guys, same thing. They keep their prices really comfortable with a very, very high quality control. When you buy Ultra Clips or anything from Alias, Neomag, it doesn't break, man. And so that I like the companies in America, just that I think they don't have the country behind their back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Local government too.
Back.
Like you were saying, the city council won't give them a permit or
right. Yeah.
whatever.
We don't want a gun shop on Main Street. That's not going to look good for the on the optics. It's like,
and
everybody in this town carries a fucking gun.
What's crazy is you're talking about Core Essentials. They literally make belts. It's not even. It could be a belt for anything, and they're just because it's a gun belt. Like he's got one. I'm pretty sure we all have a Core belt.
This one got a year on it, boys.
Yeah, I've had mine about a year too, I think.
I've had mine for about 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great belt.
Yeah.
But,
I like Core Essentials.
So, Justin, man, I had a question for you, man. So, like, your quad loading journey you on, which is very impressive, to be honest with you, because when if anybody takes time out to go look at your channel and go back to your sorts and whatever and see from the day you started to where you are now, it just proves, clearly it proves, I'm a coach by nature, no more, but by nature, and that's why I'm here. My daughter earned a scholarship, and I remember a true story. I remember what was it, 12U or something like that. I pushed her up to 12U when she was only like 10 and a half, and everybody was all on my back. My wife, everybody was on my back, and she had I think 19 strikeouts, or no, 29 strikeouts out of 100 at bats, and people were like, man, she's a K machine. Was laughing at her, and she came home crying a couple of times. I said, no, just go back in the backyard, hitting the tee. You know, keep hitting up the tee. You'll be good. You'll be good. But the point is, what I like about you is reps. So anybody watching this podcast, if you don't put the reps in, you're not going to get the results. So I just want to ask you this question. So where you at right now is incredible. When did you know, like, okay, now I'm getting this shit down? And you still, when you do your shorts, it's under video. So like, I'm sure when you don't video, you probably are faster. I don't shoot good under video. I shoot terrible. I shoot terrible on the video. But my point is, at what day did you say, okay, now I kind of got the fundamental down. Let me keep repeating this muscle memory.
Right.
What day was that? Because you're on day at what, 78 or something, 68?
Yeah, we're at like 75, I think. But me and my wife actually had the same conversation last night, and she said, Justin, it just goes to show you that anybody here on this earth can learn anything if they put the time in. And we talked about it, and I said, it's probably 30 days. If you do something for 15, 20 minutes a day for 30 days, you can do it. But you have to be disciplined, and you have to put the work in. But I would say probably 30, I felt like I was like getting good, but I knew that I was being held back by the equipment I was using. Now, sometimes you can skip out on equipment, but I don't think it would be in the quad loading area. You need to buy good equipment, so that way you're not, the shells are being held firmly. You're not going to grab 2 and 4 fall off. So I think by the time 30 came around, I was like, okay, I need to invest a little money in this, so that way I'm not creating bad habits.
Hey, so for if somebody watching this, right, and they want to learn how to operate shotgun, they can clearly go to a professional. But just for the sake of the podcast, when you say quad loading, can you describe? Well, what are you saying? Are you grabbing 4 shotgun shells at one time and you feed them over? Or are you grabbing 2 and then you're backing up with 2? Could you talk about that a little bit?
Right. So you can dual load. So you grab 2 and they be side by side, and you dual load 2 in. But what I'm doing is grabbing 4 shells, right? And you slide your 2 in first, bring your hand off, and bring your second 2 in. So I'm loading like
that's a lot of practice. Wow.
Yeah. 2 stacked on top of each other.
2 stacked on top. So it's 4 at a time. I saw it in the John Wick movies, when he's running that Benelli scene, and he's like, he does a dual load, and he does a quad load, and he's doing underhand loads and everything. There's all different types of way to load a shotgun. But when I seen him load them 4, I was like, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with it. And what it is to lead me into is the competitive shooting. That's where I want to go, is the 3-gun competitions. So if you're going to do well with a tube-fed shotgun in 3-gunning competitions, you're going to have to be a quad loading machine. Because to keep up with guns, that's
you are.
I'll tell you what, you were like, I'm going to be faster than John Wick. This is the whole, you're faster than John Wick now, bro.
Not yet. I'm getting there.
But Dave, you definitely pay attention to detail, because you create with your hands all the time, silver and black. So you can speak on this, man. Like, how many times have you Cerakoted and you blew it, and you didn't probably do a video on it, like, but not like you're trying to hide it, but yeah,
many a times, many a times. You like Justin was saying, it all comes with practice, all comes with reps. You're gonna mess something up. A paint job is very hard. If you get a little bit of grease on there, if you get a little bit of oil on there, it messes up the whole thing. But with the mess ups comes learning, and then you learn, okay, I have to clean it better. Maybe I have to sand it down better. So the mistakes are good as long as you learn from them.
Yeah, learn from them.
You know what I'd like to see, Justin? I don't know how much room you have out there to be running around, but
I can make a course, and that's
kind of kind of
Let
set up a little mock 3-gun course or even just a 1 shotgun section and
us see it.
go in, shoot your targets, reload. Maybe if I know you said the neck mount was kind of finicky on the maybe have your wife record or just set the camera up to where it could see you the whole time. That'd be
right.
awesome.
Well, I'm going to get a Insta 360 for
Oh
Christmas,
yeah.
I believe, and they make a hat mount, and that's what a lot of the guys in the competition use. But I do have room for that, and that is in the works. But that leads me on to like what I'm going to do next. The next builds I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a PCC like you guys are making right now, but I'm going to make one that's 16-inch barrel. Not for competition, but for the fact that I can train cheaply until I make a 5.56 gun. I think it's the 9mm is a cheaper round, so I'm going to make a 9mm competition style gun. And I don't know, there are some rules prohibiting that in different stages or whatever. So I will probably make a 5.56 gun, but I am going to make a pistol carbine for the 3-gun thing. And that's where I plan to go with this. Like, I didn't start nothing just to be, whatever. Originally I did. I'm gonna be faster than John Wick, just making jokes. But
Right.
you can see the bigger picture as you practice these things, and I think anybody's capable of doing it. It just has to be what's in your heart. You know what I mean? To want to do it. To want to put that effort and practice in.
And also, like Justin, the last part of that quad loading you're really doing. So all those shells are dummy shells, huh?
Yeah, they're Fiocchi dummy rounds. Originally, I tried some cheap ones from Amazon, but they weren't the weight of actual shell, so it messed me up.
That's what I was getting at. So if someone's going to start training in quad, I mean, clearly we don't want them using live ammo, but they would probably have to spend a little bit more on a more quality dummy shell, so to speak.
Right. I think Brownells. I got them from Brownells. I think I got 10 shells for $20. But you can take a spent casing that you already have. Now this
package.
It's not going to be ideal for forever, but if you don't have the money and you want to get started in something like this, you can make your own quad loading rig. I've seen a few videos on YouTube how to do it out of basically like home appliances, right? Or home, whatever essentials laying around. But you can make your own target loads. You just fire one off, right? And then you want to fill it with the BBs from another shell or whatever, fill it with anything to the right weight, and then just epoxy them in there, with the spent primer on it. So you have nothing to worry about then. I don't know if it would hold up for as long as these Fiocchi ones have, but these Fiocchi rounds have been the route for me. But their exact weight and everything. So that's something you got to think about. You need to be practicing with dummy rounds, everything you do, unless you're at the range and you're training, live fire, but the dry fire, and you need to get you some dummy rounds.
Yeah, the dry fire practice is definitely a way to go you don't want to be doing that 20 or 30 times out in the yard shooting live rounds.
Oh no.
Or even like in the house with live rounds. You definitely don't want to be doing that.
Right. It's expensive quick, and it can be dangerous any other way. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the PCC for the competition. I wanted a Jackal really bad, but I think I'm waiting till the 308 model comes out because I don't like making dumb decisions. I already have enough 5.56 guns. I don't have a 308 currently. I had a 308 bolt action, but I want to wait till the Jackal drops this at the end of the year. That's a 308 model.
Yeah, and I would suggest like even PSA. I don't care who it is, DSA, PSA, IWI. I don't give a shit. When they bring out a new firearm,
yeah, you gotta wait.
My suggestion to just regular normal people who don't really know, don't rush out and buy it. Give it like about 9 months to a year, or sometimes even. I mean, I know you want to get that itch, but I would say a year and a half to almost 2 years, because what happens is that first round, that first little. When they put those first ones out, we want to get some feedback, some reviews. We want to hear a couple, quality control things. Now with PSA, yeah, not too much, you ain't gonna probably worry about it too much. But definitely, you want to kind of let it get out there, circulate, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Could you imagine, like, where the gun community would, what the gun firearm companies would be without the YouTube 2A community? They wouldn't be where they're at, man. They would not be where they're at. I think that honestly, I mean, I may toot our own horn, but I got to be honest with you guys, like Silver and Black, Ethan, all you guys, because both of you guys and Justin, you guys, not me so much, because I don't have a lot of firearms, right? And for the most part, I'm really into just two platforms, like far as a brand. Like I'm into Glock and I'm into AR. But so for me, I'm not the best person to talk to get advice, because I'm gonna send you probably in two directions, right? But if you go on to Second Amendment Media on YouTube, oh boy, you got guys that only buy Daniel Defense. Yeah, you got guys that only buy Diamondback. You got guys that only buy Ruger. You got guys that only buy SIG. Even with guns going off on their side, I ain't trying to. No shot to SIG, but even if the gun go off by itself, there's still people who are gonna say this is the best. This is my SIG.
Fanboys.
Could you imagine? It's almost kind of like life without the internet. Well, imagine these firearm companies and these accessory companies. That's where the money really is. It's kind of like you got to go back to the gold rush. So I'm rambling for a second. So in the gold rush, the people who came out with the most money was the people who sold the pans, the shovels, jeans or dungarees, rivets, boots, tents, canvas, wool blankets. Those are the people who actually made the most money. The miners didn't walk away with shit. I think when I was in college, the report was that the average miner under the big gold rush out west, huge in Truckee and Nevada, they walked away with, in today's currency, well, it was back in 87, 88, but it was like $500. All that went all the way from West Virginia to Nevada, and at the end of the day, you walked away with $500. But the guy, Levi Strauss, he created a brand. He created a brand off of miners.
Right, exactly.
We learned about that in school too.
Yeah. So I find that interesting, like the pioneers for the Second Amendment firearm companies and accessory companies is YouTube. Because we don't have you can't go on to I challenge anybody watching this podcast. Turn on your TV, try to find anything that has gun content.
Advertisers don't want to, or not advertisers, corporations.
They'll push Mace. They'll push Mace and call 911, but they won't push get a Glock 43X and go to the range and train.
Yeah, not on TV.
Well, I mean,
not in the mainstream.
You're going to have the gun tubers that tell you that everything's great. But see, I wanted a fuse. I knew I wanted a fuse, right? And, the first 4 months they were out there, you were getting hit and miss reviews, right? So I waited until the time came by where SIG had fixed the ones from the factory and put them out before I went and bought one, right? So take your time. You want these things, but you got to make sure that the company you're buying from doesn't do their R&D on their people or R&D on their customer, which I think SIG does do a little bit of that, but that's another story for another time. But, wait a little bit, make sure it doesn't have any bad issues with it. And then they'll pick you one up.
That's what I wanted to get in when you brought that up. This stock, me and Eiseneers talked about this on the phone, this Jackal stock that I got. This is the B&T PSA collab. Now, the new one I got is actually good because it has the full metal body on it.
Right, I like that.
But this one, it's metal. This is aluminum, but this is all plastic. So I don't know how well the camera is going to pick that up.
Oh, you can see it.
But I got videos on it too on the channel. But the hinge it used to lock, and it's plastic, and it's just worn down. You can kind of see where it's all bent over there. But yeah, I bought this immediately as soon as it was released or announced. And as soon as I did a video on it, I'm like, man, this thing kind of sucks. So yeah, definitely, like you guys were saying, wait a little bit. I mean, unfortunately, I was the guinea pig, I guess, and I put a video out on it. So I mean, other people could see and make the decision based off of that, whether or not they wanted to get one of these. But I mean, if you're only keeping it in the fixed position, it's fine, I guess. But you buy a folding stock because you want it to fold, I would assume.
Exactly.
I'm not really big into folders, but
And don't just be buying products just because everybody else has them.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Says the guy
Make
that has
sure
130,000 accessory companies that hit him stuff
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, don't just be buying a
It's
product
swag,
just
bro.
because
It's the
everybody
swag
else.
you
Make
stuff with.
sure that it's maybe the right
Yeah.
product for you. You know what I mean? Don't just be buying it just because I got one or Ninja Eyes in Here, whatever's got one and they like it. Well, you might not like it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
That's one of the big things about people in our position doing reviews on products, getting products sent to us to do reviews on. You got to be honest. And I'm pretty sure it's a legal thing too. You have to be honest with your review. Like I remember when the Olight O site came out and a bunch of YouTubers got sent the O site. Some people said they were, oh, this is great, it's awesome, and then a lot of other people said, this thing's junk, this thing came off zero on me, this and that. So I mean, could be a quality
That's another
control
thing.
issue, or it could be not everyone's being honest.
Right.
That's another thing too. The little products that I bring to the channel, and like let's say for instance a red dot. Okay, I'll unbox it. Okay, yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, the dot is crisp, the glass is nice, everything like that. But did I go out and use it? Actually,
No.
Right.
no.
Right.
So
Right.
you know what I mean? I would be like, don't even buy it yet until you see a video of me actually using it and saying, yo, this is reliable. You know, I dropped it once or whatever. I shot it with, I put it on a shotgun and shot it and it's still holding zero, you know?
Right.
So don't just go buy it just because I unbox it and show it to you.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
See,
Yeah, I agree with that because here's the thing: when you do these product reviews, you're just doing a review. Like you touch on the specs. Hey, aircraft aluminum, pretty decent glass. I can see the dot, pretty crisp. Whatever. I don't really. To be honest with you, David, as many reviews I watched every last one of your reviews, and I've never heard you say go buy this.
Mm-mm.
right.
No,
I've
the
never
only
heard
thing I
that.
used recently, and I actually was that spotting scope. I actually used that.
Oh, that's
you know what I
badass.
mean?
Now I can be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
bought one of those because
Mhm.
because of his video. Actually, it's sitting on the table back there.
That was a sick review with all the angles and from your yard. Oh man, that was badass right there.
I've been trying to drive around to go try to find those flags, and I can't find them. I can't find them. So what I have to do is take the drone and figure out where it is exactly because I've been taking the little streets, around. I can't find those flags, man. But it's got to be. It's all close to a mile, I would say, about a mile almost.
Right. Well, see, I think that's kind of like so we are to our subscriber. They believe in us. They look to us for information, right? And if we do get a product from a company, so I got my first product a while back. You guys know, Civivi Life hit me up with a weapons light.
Flashlight, yeah.
Now I was so excited at the beginning. I was like, I'm just going to do a review real quick, and then I got thinking about it. I was like, I want to test this thing. I want to see, I can do an unboxing and just show people what it is. I said, but if I'm going to do a video of me using it and promoting it, which I need to see if it works. And I just filmed it the other day. I've had it for 2 months, but I made sure that thing went dead when it said it was supposed to be dead. It charged when it said it was supposed to be charged. Like I went out and utilized it. So I agreed to do an unboxing and a promotion, right? If the product was up to standards, and I found great, I really enjoyed the product, but I had to before I could put my name on it, I had to go test it and make sure it was, what they said it was.
Right.
A lot of these.
You're doing two different things. You're saying
Right.
putting your name on it and doing a product review. Those are separate.
Right.
Because,
no, for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just make sure in case somebody's listening, they understand that when we put our name on it, so when Silver and Black say, man, I stand behind this, man. Justin said I stand behind, or even I stand behind this. Well, we're saying that we stand behind it, but if it fails for you, don't blame me.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it has to be a disclaimer there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think us as the content creator need to let them understand too that, hey, yeah, this is a cheaper option or this is a higher end option. You have to weigh what your budget will allow for you to do. And if your budget won't allow you to get a high dollar one, well, here's a cheaper one, a cheaper option. And if it doesn't work for you, it's maybe you should have saved a little bit extra money to get a more higher end option.
With all of the products that I reviewed on my channel, there was only 2 products that I said that I stood around. That was Core Essentials belts and Blackbeard fire starters.
Oh, I thought it was Mantis. Okay.
I thought it was
Well,
SC14.
the Mantis is good too. But,
SC14. Hey, give us a sponsor, man. Come on, y'all.
Man,
Come on, man.
Not got
Hook us up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could do a promotion of the product, and if I was going to do a promotion of the product, I couldn't get a video out in a week. I do need to email them back and let them know that's done. But I wanted to make sure it was going to do what it said it was going to do. Before I put my name on it. But that's 2 different things than what you guys were just talking about. But that's kind of part of our deal. If we're going to put our name on something, then we do need to do the due diligence for the subscriber.
Sometimes these companies too, this is what they do. Eisner's. They email you, hey, we'd like to check out this product. Here it is right here. Okay. Let's say, for instance, it's an Amazon product.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is what we want in the review. Unbox it, show the features of it. They don't tell you to say that it's good.
No, they don't. I've never had one tell me that.
No, unbox it, show the features of it. And this is the kicker though, Eis. Do not put it on a firearm, right? Because we cannot show the firearm in the video review.
Right. You see, I don't do that. You see, I just show it on the table.
So now, how are you going to test it? You got to test it in a later video. You see what I'm saying? But the video that you're sending back to them, they don't want a firearm in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
HRT Tactical, HRT Tactical, really good dude, by the way. Shout out to them, man. Really, Chris, man, really good dude. I've been emailing him back and forth. They sent me a multi-cam plate carrier, right? And in his email, he said, yo, go ahead, unbox it. We'll do a series on it. And do me one favor. Do not sugarcoat the review. Say whatever you want. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, like it. And, I respected that a lot. You know what I mean? Right. I really, really appreciated that. Yeah, straight up good dude, man. Chris, HRT Tactical. Good little company.
Solid.
Yeah, and I was going to mention this earlier. We got off track, but with the Amazon videos that Silver and Black's been doing. So I think, when you're looking at a product on Amazon, you scroll through the pictures, and then sometimes there's a video. His video is on one of the flashlights or something like that. And I'm pretty sure he gets a commission if somebody watches that video and buys the product without even being on YouTube.
Right.
So, I mean, there's money to be made in that too.
Yeah. So far since yesterday, I made $2,788. No, just
I was about to say.
Wow, damn. I
was about to just hop on the Amazon train then.
I was about to say, forget this YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Man, no, actually I haven't checked yet. Yeah, but they do pay me a little commission for the so far I got one video up there, you know what I mean? Hopefully I could get some more on there. You know what I mean?
Man, hey, you know what I was thinking? Let's wrap this up. What I was gonna say for the viewers who's watching this, we're gonna go deeper into the marketing with the YouTube Second Amendment media. So if everybody who's watching this, like, definitely tune back in, because there's this is very unique, because I'm old school, and there's a lot of products that were created off, let's say, independent exposure, like not using television, not using radio. And I think this would be a topic I think a lot of people would like to understand a little bit more and dive a little deeper and give a few more examples, because we gave a lot tonight. We did optics, we did firearms, we did actual companies, and we did also how, you get a product and review it. We're just doing a review. So you have to calm down, breathe, and understand, watch this review. We're not saying go buy this, rush out and buy it. But again, like Justin said, if I say, this is Eis and Tech, I stand behind the Maverick 88. And I've said that on my videos. God damn it, I stand behind the Maverick 88, and I'll still say I'll stand behind. If I say I stand behind Glock Gen 3 pistols, I didn't say Gen 4, Gen 5. I specifically said Gen 3. So you need to listen to what the creators are telling you, what they stand by, and then when they do a review, do your own research and find out if that product is solid or if that's what you want to buy and spend your money on. So I just want to thank David and Justin and Ethan, you guys, for clarifying that, because it is a difference. Doing a product review and me saying I stand by this, that's two different things.
Right.
Okay. And you're right, David. I've never had a company say, put it on the gun and stand by it. They just said, hey, open it up, unbox. They always start off with unbox it. Unbox it, break it down, show every part of the, the little sleeve, everything. Here's the instruction manual, boom, 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 boom. What battery it takes, this, that, and the other, Picatinny, M-Lock, should do all the specs. And then thank you, bye. And then I'll come back on my own personal video and say, man, that Butato, whatever, that thing was dope. If I was y'all, I would jump on that. That's two different things.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want my name out there on no bad product saying go get it and it's junk. You know what I mean? Come on, nobody want to do that
anymore.
I'll give you an example. Today happened at the gun range today. The guy asked me, said, man, I noticed you got all the Glocks. He said, man, is that Gen 3? Because he noticed that they didn't have serrations on the front. See, people who know firearms know that my guns are Gen 3 because they know firearms. I don't have serrations on the front, so we knew they weren't Gen 5. I said, no, these Gen 3s, man. He said, it looks different. I said, oh, because I got rid of the finger grooves and I shaved trigger guard down because I don't want the Glock knuckle. I got big, long, fingers, and that Glock knuckle was killing me. And then my boy taught me how to shave them down, and now it's a much better purchase. I go right in like that. And he was like, oh, okay. He said, so when you stand behind Glock? I said, I stand behind Glock Gen 3. He said, well, what about Gen 5? I was thinking of the Gen 5. I said, I don't know nothing about those.
Yeah.
And he looked at me dumbfounded. I was like, nah, bro. And Lonnie looked, he said, no, man, he only messes with Gen 3. He doesn't really like Gen 4. He can buy Gen 4, Gen 5, but he prefers Gen 3. And the guy looked so dumbfounded, and he was just like, oh, I need to do some more research. I said, yeah, I would, because it's a difference. Because when you talk about reliability for Glock pistols, the Gen 5s are never going to beat Gen 3. Never. It's too many rounds through Gen 3s.
Yeah.
So it's just pay attention and listen to what people are telling you. When they say they like something, listen to what they're saying they like about it and listen to what they're talking about, not so much the brand. Because there can be a line of SIG pistols and someone say, I'm a SIG guy. Well, find out what kind of SIG he's actually a SIG guy of. Is he a SIG P365? Is he a SIG Legion guy? Is he the P320 or P? There's so many different pistols. You just can't say, I stand behind this. And that's why I told him straight up, I stand behind Glock Gen 3. Because I don't have any experience with Gen 5s. What? I don't have any experience with it. So how am I going to tell you to go buy Glock Gen 5? I know about a Glock Gen 3. And he said, oh, yeah, well, my gun store has a LE Gen 3 Glock 19 for $350. I said, go get it right now.
Yeah.
And it's LE, which is that to me, if you're going to, and I'm rambling, but if I was to buy any used firearm, I would probably go LE before private.
Right.
Yeah, I've saw those LE trade-ins for $299 recently.
Yeah.
For a Glock 22 and a Glock 17, I believe.
They're running.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
yeah. Probably good note to end it on. Everyone check back in next week. Hopefully
we appreciate you guys and ears for being here. I think
we talked about taking a break for the holidays, so we might pick back up next year in January, but if we end up getting to it, we might do another one before the end of the year. But everyone definitely hit up Eyes and Ears for his patches on his email and his channel bio. I got my patches, 2A Ninja patches, on my website in the description. You got Justin Worse, hit him up on his description and his channel bio, the email. We got Silver and Black. I don't know if he sells these, but we got those patches.
No, David, he just probably send you one.
Yeah, same thing with Citizen 2A Citizen. He couldn't make it tonight, but if you want a patch, definitely hit us up. They're not for free, but definitely
support the channel. Right here. If you want the combo pack, we'll send the whole 2A team all the patches, and we'll send the 2A button inside of that kit. So you get all the patches and one 2A button.
That'd be a pretty sweet bundle, actually.
That'd be a nice bundle. And 2A Ninja, he'll come up with the price for it or whatever.
And then
we can do bundles.
Eventually, I'm gonna make this into a circular patch, and that'll any of those will get sold. Will go all into the 5 of us.
Right.
So,
but
nice.
You know who's got to take us out? You know who's got to take us out tonight. So Silver
Black's got the outro.
Yeah, you got the outro.
Let me see if I can hit it this time, man. You guys already know the deal. If you like the podcast, like the podcast. If you ain't subscribed to our channels, well, damn, subscribe to the 2A Team channel. And with that being said, we'll see you all on the next one.